everybody, we're back. We told you we're going to be back today, and we are. We finished with the our first 70.3 that we did in Wilmington Beach, the battleship. And then, so it's 2016. We decided, okay, let's go for a full. So I saw that Maryland had a 70.3 in June and 140.6 in October. So I signed us up for Eagle Man in June, which is a 70.3. And then after that, in October, we did the full because it's basically the same course. So we'll start with the Eagle Man. Yeah, we came in on a Thursday. Okay, Sophie. We kind of hung out, went to the Olympic Village. Anyway, so Sunday morning, get up, parked. We take our stuff in. When you're doing a 70.3, you get to lay all your stuff out like you do at any sprint or Olympic triathlon. So we laid our stuff out. It was wetsuit legal.
It was hot. The sun hadn't come up yet, and
it was warm, but surprisingly wetsuit legal.
Yep.
I remember I put the wetsuit on. It was warm that day, but then I remember they made an announcement. For some reason, I brought both of mine, so I put the full on, and I still had my sleeveless. And they made an announcement that a guy was looking for a wetsuit if anyone had one. So I went up to and I said, yeah, if he wants to come over, I've got one. Or did I wear the sleeveless?
That was that one. That was no, you gave him the sleeveless one.
Yeah. So the guy came over, he was about my size. I said, perfect. I said, here, you can have it. So he took my wetsuit. And anyway, so we were waiting to go.
Yeah, you were first. You were actually first this time than me.
Right.
You went in first.
But when we were waiting there, tell them who you met.
Rick and Dick Hoyt, the father and son who did Ironman Dimension. Rick, right? Yeah, Rick was there. So I got to go over and meet Rick. That was pretty cool. Right before I went in, that helped calm the nerves a little bit for my,
Actually, I'll put up a video of the two of them, the father and son, Dick and Rick Hoyt, so you can see it because it is a great story. The link will be in the description. So anyways, I take off on the swim. I got whacked a couple times by a couple people, like I always seem to do. They attract me. They kind of like a magnet. They come in and smack me in the face. But so I did the swim. I probably
pretty good swim for your.
I was about 40. I was pretty good. I was like a 45 minute, which wasn't bad. You were, I think, a little faster than that.
Probably. I don't remember what it was.
But
probably, yeah.
I don't know. Anything happened to you on the swim that was anything great?
No, I had the sun in my eye. I think they hadn't figured out the swim yet. We had the sun in our eyes. That was the second part.
So you take off on the bike, and it's basically one time around the full. Is basically what it is. And it was starting to get a little warm. But I know what it was. It was starting to get a little warm.
Yes.
I don't think you had any trouble on the bike at all.
No.
About mile 48.
Yeah, you could start to feel it.
46, somewhere around there. All of a sudden, my right leg just started just like almost locking up and hurt.
Yeah.
And then my left leg, and I barely unclipped in time to, that's right, you can leave it right there. I barely unclipped in time before I fell over. But anyways, and I was like, what is going on? Because it's never happened to me. And so then I tried to start riding again, and I couldn't ride in my legs. And so I'm walking, pushing the bike, and going, it's got to be cramps. And I was cramping up real bad. And luckily, a guy in an extreme Scottish accent, he must have been from Scotland doing it, came over, hands me these 2 tablets and says, it's not a drug, it's legal, it's salt tablets, take them. So I popped the salt tablets and put a bunch of water in it, and I walked maybe another mile or 2, and it lessened up, and I put my gear way down, and I was spinning in, and I spun in for like the last 9 miles. But the cramping seemed to stop. Yeah. So then I change and I take off on the run.
Yep.
And you'll have to tell
Oh yeah.
your story. But
Yeah.
so I take off on the run and I run maybe a half a mile and I go, it's way too cold. It is way too hot. It is.
Oh, yeah.
So I start walking, maybe a half a mile more. I tried to run again. Then that was it. I just started power walking. And I ended up walking the entire half marathon because it was 100 degrees and there was no shade on the run.
Oh yeah. Brutal.
It was brutal. So
The bike went good for me at mile, what was it? 40 something maybe you passed me?
no, not there.
Did you not
I
pass
never
me?
saw you.
Oh, okay. So the bike went really well, went pretty good for me. I didn't feel the heat until the run. I should have known something was wrong, but I'm stubborn and I refused to walk. So, because I had started running and I went to get, what was I doing? I don't know. I went over to go tie my shoe and I went to go back over to start up again and I tripped. There was an EMT there and I said, oh, I'm okay. I tripped. I'm okay. And so I kept trying to run.
Mile 9.
And yeah, mile
met up
9,
with
I
you.
caught up with him. And I went by him, and then a little while later, I had to start walking again. I was very dehydrated. And I remember at one point, I leaned over, I wasn't feeling good. And a woman came up to me and gave me her ice that was left. And she said, rub it on your pulse points. That helps to cool you down. Well, I was gone at that point. That didn't help. So I just started walking and I got really bad. And he made me stop, go over, and I sat in the water area and I looked at my time and I knew I didn't have enough time. So I pulled myself 3 miles left into the run maybe. Yeah, so that wasn't great, but
Well, I
still learned.
I finished the walk, and they still DNF'd me, which DNF is did not finish. Even though I finished, I got the medal, but I was 7 minutes over the cutoff time.
Yeah.
But that was brutal. But we're going back.
Yeah.
And I ain't coming in DNF.
You have to finish.
We're coming back. We're going to do it again. But so that was basically it. We did stay at America's Best Hotel, and it's really not America's Best.
No.
But
Yeah, good enough.
it's okay. But if you plan on staying a week, I'd pick something other than America's Best.
Yes.
So basically,
Yeah.
that's it. And check the link, and I'll put a video in about Dick and Rick Hoyt. You need to watch it because it's really inspirational. And that's it. And the next one will be our full Ironman in
First full.
Maryland, which was a blast. So
Yeah.
as we say in Ironman,
Anything is possible.